Okay, so fractions were not the best test for us, so we're going to do some things to try to practice some of those things that we had some difficulties with. So I'm going to start by doing adding and subtracting fractions. So let's look at that. So adding and subtracting fractions for my visual people out there. Okay, so let's start with one of our practice problems from our worksheet. We've got 10 30 plus 4/16. Okay, so with adding and subtracting fractions, we need to remember that we need to find a common denominator. That's our first step. So you can either do this with lists of multiples, which seem to be a favorite among you guys, or you guys can do the ladder method, whichever you prefer. So we're going to do this. We're going to say, oh look, first thing they have in common is 32, which is nice because one fraction we don't have to change, and one we do. So we've got 1032, that one stays the same. Okay. We're going to change our 4/16 to something 32. So now we've got 4/16 equals something over 32. What do we have to multiply 16 by to get 32? That one's going to be 2. As you can see when we made our list here. If we do it to the bottom, we have to do it to the top. So now we've got 8/32. So we've got 8/32 plus 10/32. We get 18/32 because remember we add the top and we keep the bottom the same. Now we've got 18/32, but that's not in simplest form. So now we need to go back. We need to make sure it is in simplest form. So I'm going to create some space here on my document. Okay, so we've got 18/32. My best bet is to find my GCF and divide by that, but if that makes you nervous, not something you're comfortable with, just start with 2. You know, they're both even numbers. If I divide that by 2, I get 9 over 16. And do 9 and 16 have any factors in common? No. So this is our simplest form. Okay? So let's try one with subtracting fractions or mixed numbers. Okay, so now we've got 6 9/10 minus 4 4/8. So our first step for this one, because it's a mixed numbers, we want to make sure it is a proper fraction because it makes it way easier to work with. Okay, so this is 4 times 8, which is 32, plus 4, which is 36, over 8. These don't have common denominators, so that's our first step. So this is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Okay, so 40 is the first thing they have in common. So I have to take 69 over 10, make that 40, do it to the bottom, we have to do it to the top, which gets us really large and obnoxious numbers. So 4 times 9 is 36. 4. So 276 over 40 is our first fraction. 36 over 8 equals something over 40. To multiply by 5 again with the very large and obnoxious numbers. You get 180 over 40. Alright, so our new fractions, just so we're clear on that, 276 over 40 minus 180 over 40. So I'm going to erase the rest of this stuff so I have a little bit of room to work. You don't erase, you keep everything. Make sure it's neat and orderly. Okay, so now that I have a little bit more room to work with, I'm going to say 180 over 40. It's a smaller fraction. That's not what we want to do. Sorry. 276 over 40 minus 180 over 40. And if you can't do the math in your head, that's okay. That's what we have all that scratch paper for, to do some extra work. So 276 minus 180 is 6. Can't do that one. So 17 minus 8 is going to give us 9. So now we've got 96 over 40. Now that's definitely not in simplest form because, hey, look, both of these are even. Okay, so let's divide by 2. Just to start off with simplifying them. Or, what I would suggest is actually turning this into a mixed number and then simplifying. So 40 goes in at 96 twice. We've got 16 left over, so I've got 2 and 16/40ths, because remember our remainder goes over what we're dividing by. So this is not in simplest form. You can divide both of these by 4. And then we've got 2 and 4/10, so I guess we could have divided that by 8. Okay. Divide that by 2, we get 2/5, so our answer is 2 and 2/5. Get out. And that is adding and subtracting. Okay. So if you watched that video, hopefully that helped you out a little bit. If you did watch that video, I want to commend you for actually taking the time to get practice on this and make sure you're ready. And tomorrow, if you tell me the code word adding and subtracting fractions, if you say that to me when I see you tomorrow when you're sitting down in math class, I'll give you a little something for watching the video and taking the extra step to be a little bit better at this and making sure you get it. So, thank you for watching, and then hopefully we can help you out if you need anything else.